Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Insider Dave Spadaro. Glad to be with you for a most unusual show. The Eagles, as you know, are preparing for their first game ever in London on Sunday against the Jacksonville Jaguars, and we want to give you a taste of Philadelphia in the UK. We'll do that a bit later in the show. We'll also take you back to last Sunday, the Eagles against the Carolina Panthers, a big one at Lincoln Financial Field. But first, let's take a look at our most recent episode of Unscripted, featuring running back Corey Clement, linebacker Nigel Bradham, and wide receiver big play man Alshon Jeffrey.
I know it's early. We have a lot of football left, but so far they have not played well.
We knew they was going to come out with intensity from the last time we played them. Pretty much expect them that they was going to come out, give us their best shot.
Cousins back, firing for the end zone, and it is a touchdown to Adam Thielen, 9 yards deep.
Yep. Ball's out, picked up by the Vikings. Linval Joseph, no flags, touchdown Minnesota.
Try not to think about it. You tell yourself you're tired, you're going to be tired. But if you got the willpower and the heart, you just got to keep working. So that's what I try to tell myself, just keep fighting.
This time Wentz fakes. He's back, he fires, and it is complete. Jeffrey.
He gets a nice run after the catch, offense moving.
Wentz looking, Wentz firing, got Smallwood, touchdown!
End zone, and a catch by Zach Ertz.
Game on the line, they bang it. It goes off a Viking. There's a fight for the ball.
They got it back.
I mean, it was just one of those games that we didn't execute. We didn't play really well. They made a lot more plays than us. I mean, I always look at it, if someone beat us, we'll see them again.
There's no better time than to get this thing on track on a short week against the New York Giants. You guys that have been around this rivalry know exactly what I'm talking about. Get back on the practice field. And we're going to do that this afternoon.
The mindset going into a short week like the Giants, you knew that you didn't have much practice time, so it's definitely going to be more of a mental push than a physical. We had to get a lot of guys ready for the next game, including myself getting back out there after 2 weeks.
Just our first Wednesday, I think that was pretty good. I mean, just going out there today, just seeing the practice how it went, I think it went pretty smooth.
I just think we had to put that game behind us, coming off a loss against the Vikings at home. I just felt like something was going to click because that was something we've been lacking for the past previous week. So I'm excited that everything got back on the ball for this game.
Goes Manning, goes over the middle, and it is intercepted. And coming around the left sideline is Kamu Grugier-Hill. He picked it off.
We just look at it just going into that game this is going to be the game to start our season. Like, we can build from it. This is it. We're going to start with this one.
Wentz back. He's looking. Now he dashes, looking. He fires across his body, and it is caught. Back of the end zone by Alshon Jeffrey.
We felt like we just had a complete game, and when we really need somebody to make a play, we got a lot of guys that got a lot of experience.
Boy, Michael Bennett was just a blaze coming off that right side.
He never saw him. He is hit, and he is sacked again, and give this one to Fletcher Cox.
Being back out there with my team felt awesome.
Wentz gives it off. Clement, he is in for a touchdown.
That's all you need. Blow him off of the football.
The front line was doing a great job all day of pushing the front forward, allowing myself, Wendell to press on to the end zone.
Pass out to Jeffrey. He's in for the touchdown with his second touchdown catch of the game.
Carson was back to Carson. Definitely excited to see him back in his own element. He's playing as if his last year's injury never happened.
And that will wrap things up for tonight. Once again, the final score: the Eagles 34, the Giants 13. Now this is not good because the Panthers in their last two possessions have been moving the ball
Well,
very effectively.
You talked about it earlier. They don't go away.
You didn't really think you'd be able to get out of this game with nothing to worry about, did you? The seconds will tick away, and the Carolina Panthers, who looked absolutely futile, looked as if they were totally out of it after 3 quarters, trailing 17-0, came back and scored 21 unanswered points.
I mean, that's just not a way for us to finish a game. You know, when you're on the field at the end like that with a shot, ball's in your hand, and you don't win, it's frustrating.
It's not the ending of the game that I envisioned. We got to keep our foot on the gas. I had a mental mistake. Little things at the end of the game get back to bite you. Even little mistakes that you're doing at the beginning of the game come back to bite you. Tough loss. No other way to put it.
They won the game. We got to go back and watch it and see what happened. But we lost the game, and it's time to get back to the drawing board.
I don't really think about them. It's about us. Like, once we control, take care of our business. It's all about us. It's all about the 53 guys in the locker room.
Each week, is it going to be a mental push? Is it going to be a physical grind? It's all about how you want to approach it. So it's up to us on how we want to approach it, how we attack practice this week.
And, you know, we just need to make sure that we stay together as a team, because right now we're 3-4, trying to go 1-0 this week. And, you know, everybody's excited because we see an opportunity ahead of us right now against the Jaguars.
A big defensive challenge for the Eagles last Sunday at Lincoln Financial Field against Cam Newton and that explosive Carolina Panthers offense. We've got linebacker Nigel Bradham all mic'd up. Let's go down to the sidelines for some exclusive coverage of the game. It's our Sounds of the Week.
Good afternoon, everyone. Merrill Reese and Mike Quick at Lincoln Financial Field as both the Eagles and the Carolina Panthers pursue their 4th win. Mike, this game should tell us something.
You know, the key in this game is consistency.
Consistency would be key, but had been elusive throughout the 2018 season. But as they took the field, the Eagles looked to change that.
This time, back goes Wentz again. He floats it out on the flat, and breaking free is Clement. Clement takes it all the way across the 45 up to the 46 for a first down. Wentz back. Wentz fires. And is it complete along the sideline? I believe it is to Alshon Jeffrey, who makes a great catch.
With the wind howling, Jake Elliott set up for a 36-yard field goal.
Ball is spotted. Kick is away, and the kick is no good.
After the miss, the Eagles offense regrouped on the sidelines, while the defense took care of the Panthers on the field.
Newton back, hit, and he is dropped back at the 30. It's Michael Bennett with the sack.
With no score in the game, the offense looked to take control of the scoreboard.
On first down, it goes to Adams. Adams up the middle. Adams is close to a first down. Boy, did he rip off 9 tough yards. Wentz back. Wentz steps, fires, complete. Cross the 30, and it's Zach Ertz. Wentz in the gun. Fakes, looks, fires, complete. Touchdown! Alshon Jeffrey, 11 yards.
Leading by 7, the Eagles looked for more points before the half.
Ball at the 12. On first down, play action. Wentz back. Wentz firing down the far side, and it is caught. Alshon Jeffrey out across the 40. He's too much. Wentz. Empty backfield back. Goes over the middle to Aguilar. Aguilar stutter steps. He rolls. He's inside the 30, and he's down at the 27. This will be a 46-yarder with the wind at his back.
Yeah, a little downwind.
Ball is spotted. The kick is away. It's got the distance, and it is good. Eagles up 10-0.
As the half came to a close, the Eagles were showing signs of 2017. But they would need to maintain that level of play for the final 30 minutes.
Back goes Wentz. He's looking. He fires. Complete. Over the middle. Breaking tackles across the 35. Up to the 37 comes Ertz. Wentz rolling, looking, firing, and it is caught. Touchdown. Goddard.
Up by 17 points, with the game seemingly in hand, the Panthers struck back quickly.
Newton reverses the football, and running with it is Samuel to the 5, and in for the touchdown goes Samuel. Curtis Samuel. It is second down and 3. Newton throwing on almost every down. He's back. He looks. He is firing for the end zone. Wide open. Funchess touchdown.
The 17-point lead had now shrunk to 3. The Panthers again drove the field and were on the Eagles' 1-yard line.
Newton back. He is looking. He is floating it. Touchdown. Greg Olsen. Greg Olsen, 8 yards deep. And now for the first time, the Eagles trail.
With just 1:22 remaining on the clock and down by 4, the Eagles would need a touchdown to salvage the win.
He's going deep down the middle for Jeffrey, and it is pass interference. Pass interference as the ball goes deep and incomplete, but the flag came out on Bradbury.
After an incompletion on 3rd down, the entire game came down to 1 play.
31 seconds remaining. Wentz back. He's looking. He is hit. The football comes loose. Scramble for the ball, and it is recovered by Carolina, and the game is over.
It's not exactly fish and chips Philly style. Instead, it's a little cheesesteak whip. We went over to London before the Eagles arrived for their game on Sunday against the Jacksonville Jaguars and got a taste of Philly British style.
Originally, I come from South Philly family, Italian family, so food's very important to us. And I've been living here for about 6 years at the time, and just really missed the food from South Philly. I was out one night with my buddies having some drinks, and I wanted to have some cheesesteaks with them, and we looked all over the place. We couldn't find cheesesteaks. And so the idea sort of started then. We went from market stalls to food truck to this place, where the second you step through the front door, you feel like you've stepped into a tavern in South Philly. It's not easy like it is in Philly. The supplies that you need to replicate the kind of food that I grew up eating at least are not available in the local supermarket. The one you can walk around the corner, there's one 5 minutes around the corner. You just won't find what you need. So it's not easy, and it's one of the reasons why everything you see on our menu in here is a custom recipe. We pretty much make everything in-house. So one of the key tenets to the business is the authenticity of what we do in everything, from the food to the experience, to the music, to what you see, to how our staff engage you, and I think we do a good job of it. What you'll see when you walk around the place, particularly on the first floor, lots of memorabilia. You see you have our Philadelphia Phillies championship team watercolor. When it's football season, the Eagles games will be playing throughout the week, so if you miss them on the weekends, you'll be able to come and catch them throughout the week here. My brother brought over a picture of my family watching the Super Bowl. So this is my mom, my dad, my brother, all of my brother's kids. If I were back in Philly during the Super Bowl instead of being in London, I would have been there. We've got a great mural of the city of Philadelphia painted by a local artist, William Ressler, local watercolor artist. It depicts the greatest hits of the city of Philadelphia. One of the things you'll notice here is the citywide special, a famous drink special in Philadelphia. We call this room our bullpen. Sort of a nod to our baseball team in Philadelphia, the Philadelphia Phillies, so it's decorated with a lot of Philly imagery. It's also decorated with some college imagery. The Big East flag in the back of the room is a nod to Big East schools, one of which I went to undergraduate, which is Providence College. We rent out the bullpen for small groups and parties. It's a great place to be, and usually gets bumping late at night. Right, so of course, you come to a Philly bar in the middle of London, and what do you expect? Philly people. Philly people visiting? Visiting. Go Birds. Fly Eagles fly. Fly Eagles flag. And what do we do at Eagles games? E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles! Here we enter the Nick Foles bar, our man Nick, who delivered us all to salvation by delivering to the city of Philadelphia the first Super Bowl championship. Really great space here, great space to hang out in. It's really popular on the weekends and in the evenings. It's filled with Eagles memorabilia. We've got the vintage Randall Cunningham jersey over my shoulder. The idea was quite simply to create a bit of a man cave with wood-paneled walls, with vintage memorabilia, like our 1980s Eagles NFC Championship banner. You know, anyone sort of from around the Philly, New York, Baltimore area, they totally get what it is we're trying to do here, and they really appreciate it, and they appreciate the effort that we've gone to get it right. One of the things that we're doing, and timing is great on this one, we know the Eagles are coming to London at the end of October, and we're getting our permits in place, and we're getting all the permissions approved now, so we can close down the street that our business is located on and create a bit of a block party where we can watch the game, people can hang out outdoors, and just enjoy their time with us. So people are really excited about it, and certainly all the Philly folk that live in London love that they have a headquarters to come hang out in now, and we'll see a lot of them very frequently, I think.
The Eagles in Jacksonville renew a series that began in 1997. The teams have only played 5 times in their series history. One of those games in 2010, quarterback Michael Vick had a terrific game, and we'll talk about it with Merrill Reese and Mike Quick when we return. Our old school All-22 coming your way on Inside the Eagles.
Merrill Reese and Mike Quick, welcome to Old School All-22. Mike, this week, the Eagles and Jacksonville, and they are playing this at Wembley Stadium in jolly old England. I'm glad they're not playing it in Jacksonville, because I remember those fans that stood above us, and the whole time you were speaking, all you heard was like there were 1,000 bumblebees. That's what I remember. What do you remember?
It's funny the things that you remember.
What do you remember?
Listen, I remember how Michael Vick just ripped apart that defense. He was so very good. You know, Jeremy Maclin he had, and Deshaun Jackson. You had 2 of the fastest guys in the National Football League on the same offense. Deshaun Jackson could outrun everybody, and Michael Vick, whenever he got in trouble, and all he needed was this, just a little flick of the wrist, and he could get the ball anywhere on the field he needed to get it. Early in the first quarter, the Eagles offense faced a 3rd and long. With Michael Vick's rocket for an arm, Andy Reid would look to take a shot downfield. They would come out in tight formation with wide receiver Jeremy Maclin and Deshaun Jackson lining up in a reduced split close to the middle of the field. With this downfield passing concept, the Eagles would chip both edges and keep running back LaShawn McCoy in to secure protection. The Jaguars played a cover 3 defense with a single high safety and an off-coverage corner to Deshaun Jackson's side. Jackson runs a post-corner double move against cornerback Derek Cox. Cox doesn't take the best angle, but the placement and velocity on the throw from Michael Vick was absolutely perfect. Jackson had room on the sideline to turn upfield after the catch and blow past free safety Sean Considine pursuing from the middle of the field. Later in the game, the Eagles would look to take advantage of the downfield shot. They would run 3 vertical routes against the Jaguars' cover 2 defense. One of the most vulnerable spots in a cover 2 scheme is the turkey hole. This is the spot between the safety and the corner along the sideline. Vick throws a laser to Jeremy Maclin in the turkey hole, fitting the ball between the safety, Sean Considine, and cornerback David Jones. J-Mac slips down the sideline for a 45-yard touchdown. But the key to the play was Michael Vick's vision and poise in the pocket. Vick hangs in against the blitz and uses his eyes to keep the safety, Sean Considine, from cheating towards Maclin, a prime example of his evolution as a quarterback under Andy Reid.
Inside the Eagles is brought to you by McDonald's, proud partner of the Philadelphia Eagles, and by Rothman Institute at Jefferson, the official orthopedic and healthcare partner of the Philadelphia Eagles. Time now to get your input on the show. We ask you every week to go to Twitter @Eagles using the hashtag Ask An Eagle, and you send us a question for a player, and maybe you'll get your question on the show. It's time now for Ask An Eagle, presented by Geico.
All right, Jay Villanova, 22, asks, if you weren't in the NFL, what would you be doing? I would be making subs, well, as Phillies people call it, hoagies, and flipping pizzas, because that's what I did before I got into the NFL, and I think that I'd be pretty good at it if I wasn't long snapping. So, thanks for asking, guys.
That'll do it for this week's Inside the Eagles. We're back next week. Even though the team's off, we will have another episode of Inside the Eagles, same time, so make sure you tune in. On Sunday, it's the Eagles in Jacksonville, 9:30 kickoff. Make sure you're with us on PhiladelphiaEagles.com and our official team app for exclusive coverage throughout the day. Thanks for joining, everyone. Have yourselves a great Eagles day, and fly, Eagles, fly.